great weekend, great Father's Day, and great Juneteenth. We're back in business. Um, Not a whole lot going on today from a DR perspective, but we'll talk about it and just kind of go through the process and see where we ended up. All right, so as always, we'll start with our range. Actually, a pretty decent range coming off a holiday, so we got a 38 point range roughly. Um, so a lot of opportunity to move around inside of DR, and so that 10 o'clock we started coming down um, early in the morning, right when the market opened, and we just kind of had that again that 30 point range got formed pretty quickly, and we tested out, coming down to the DR low right at 10:30, and we just kind of turned it around. Now, what I was expecting or looking at kind of is, a lot of times when you see this IDR, this red line, as a red dash line, that IDR, if price actually closes below that, a lot of times that's a good indicator that price is going to come down low. But what I noticed here was that we actually never closed below the IDR. We actually, the body of the candle closed right on the IDR line. So that was not a signal for me that we're actually going to come back down. So as we're watching price, this definitely was a ICT kind of day. So if you're looking at these green boxes, which are fair value gaps, these are bullish. So there's a couple opportunities here for you to take bullish trades off of here. Um, there was a bearish fair value gap that was in the before IDR formed, or before the DR formed for the day, which would have had you actually, you could have taken a little bit of a trade down here, which would have give you, a good 5 or 10 points. But overall, what I'm looking at is just a lot of green boxes, which is bullish for the day. And so as we're moving away from the DR low, there's no trades here for me from a DR perspective, right? So we're just kind of watching. Now I did have some appointments this morning at the house, and all kind of stuff, and so I really didn't trade much today, especially not at the IDR or DR setup, because here's where the only DR setup came when we confirmed at around 1 o'clock. All right, so if you had been playing this, you could have played the downside before DR formed, and then you could have actually played some of these fair value gaps to the upside, and ride price up. Right, so if you're looking from a strictly DR standpoint, we didn't actually we confirmed high on that around on the 120 candle. Now, here's where I knew we were going to have a problem, because if you notice, we have this midnight open right above it, right? So midnight open was like a Jay-Z album, 4444, right? And what we said before about midnight is always going to act as a support or resistance. All right, it's very few times you just blow through midnight, either way. So in this case, we were right above it, and in this case, I'm like, man, that's a solid resistance, and you know, so I wouldn't have taken any of these trades, because what I would have wanted to see was price actually break through midnight. Okay, so now this is not, now if I'm looking at it from a strategy standpoint, like my strategy is, once this happened, we did retrace back down below IDR. So in theory, my order would have been on IDR high for it to move back up. But I actually would not have taken that trade, because I'm looking at this midnight open, which is why it's so important to have it on your charts, because I'm expecting that to act as resistance. So it tested the first time when it actually confirmed, did not close there, tested it again, and then tested it a third time, and did not make it through. So at that point, there's no trade here, because if you're taking this, if I had taken this IDR high trade, we're talking about maybe 1 point, 2 points. But again, that definitely would have gotten stopped out on that trade, because price would have come back down, as you can see. So that would have been, a losing trade for today. Price came back up again, looked at IDR. So you can kind of see this just pattern. It tested it once, and then that was it. That was like just said, nope, brick wall, turn back around and come back down, right? So Not a whole lot of action there today. The morning had a lot of action, not from a DR standpoint, but just from a trading standpoint. There's a lot of action in the morning. The afternoon kind of became that consolidation and that rejection, and which kind of turned to a consolidation. So no trade there. Um, but again, that's part of the that's part of the rules. And one thing I'll say is I started looking at when I set my strategy up, it was like, how can I make this as simple as possible, right? And so I need your guys' help, right? Because one of my bad habits is I take this something that's simple that works and try to overcomplicate it. So I caught myself this weekend just kind of looking at some additional ways I could have, taken trades within that DR strategy outside of just my strict ladder strategy, and I don't want to do that. All right, so you guys keep me honest and don't let me go off and start adding things to this DR strategy that doesn't need to be there. So today just was a day where either we would have not traded or we would have taken, our 5 point loss or whatever your stop loss is on there, and live to fight another day, right? 'Cause that's how we do it, knowing that in the course of this week I would have made up those 5 points with no problem, right? At some point during the week. So this is one of those where you just gotta again, like, I want you guys to keep me honest and make sure I'm not adding too many additional bells and whistles. There are some things that are part of DR strategy, just kind of more advanced. So I'll be looking at those, but I don't anticipate incorporating those until I really have a solid grasp on how that impacts the ladder strategy. So anyway, that's all. Again, hope you guys had a great weekend. Great Father's Day to all the fathers. Congratulations again. Oh, I did not get socks. I got T-shirts. All right, so life is good. All right, got some fresh new T-shirts. All right, anyway, you guys have a great one, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Hug the family, kiss the wife, kiss the husband. Just remember, it can all be taken away pretty quickly. So enjoy every minute of it. All right, God bless. We'll see you.